Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of Hoppy. Today checking out another beer from Croatia that I got from Dan. Dan has been supplying me with numerous Croatian craft beers. He even sent some to Bad Seed for the crew, which is so nice of you. Thanks so much, dude. He did that twice now, I think. So very awesome dude, and he's been supplying us with quite a few different beers that are some of his favorites. He sent this one a while back, a few weeks ago, almost a month now. And the reason why I haven't gotten to it isn't that because I got sick and I haven't had my sense of smell back until now, where it's like, it's not exactly 100%, but this is like, it's close, which is, it's annoying, but that's how it is. I can't just keep waiting with some of these Hoppy offerings and just like, let's see. I need to train it, get it back, do some reviews. But yeah, I think I must have had COVID, because I can't remember just having a cold and having a loss of smell for this long. You can even hear it now. I'm still a little bit congested, and it's like over 3 weeks ago I was sick, which is crazy. But the beer in question today is another beer from Pivovara Medvedgrad, brewed, I think, for their 30th anniversary, and this is the Priroda Društvo. I probably butchered that. But this is another hoppy lager from them, which is what I've liked the most. So this is what they call a double hoppy IPL, India Pale Lager, on 7.5%. And Dan thinks this is probably the best hoppy beer they've ever done. I really like the Professor and the variant. That's the double Professor. The Professor and I forget the other name, but it was a reference to an old cartoon. So hopefully this will be equally good to those. So let's check it out. So pours a color that reminds me of modern West Coast IPAs. Lightly hazy, bright yellow color. Sometimes these beers, the haze is not because people are trying to make these beers hazy. A lot of time, the reason why some of these, both lagers and IPAs and the modern kind of West Coast style are hazy is due to heavy dry hops. Dry hops are much higher these days than they were 10 years ago. So that's part of the reason why some of them are a bit hazy. It's actually incredibly hard to get heavily hopped beer crystal clear. It takes some time, and you want to serve hoppy beer fresh. So yeah, golden, yellow in color, white head. Let's check out the aroma. Yeah, I could definitely smell this as soon as I popped it. It smells very nice. Very bright, zesty tropical notes for me. I'm also getting an herbal vibe that reminds me a little bit of HPC 586 or Crush from Yakima. Like an herbal, spearminty or dill-like note. Yeah, it smells a bit like modern West Coast IPA for sure, I think. India Pale Lagers can definitely smell like that when they're this hoppy. What was the IBU today? 65. 7.5%. 16.2 Plato, meaning fairly dry beer. But yeah, some tropical vibes and like I'm getting some canned pineapple or something like that. Like a little bit of sweet pineapple. It's all the sweet fruits, not too much like dankness. I like to get an edge of dankness, but this is more like sweet fruit. Maybe some sweet citrus, even apricots. Smells good though. Let's try it. Cheers. Thanks a ton to Dan for the beer. Yeah, very, very similar to modern West Coast IPAs. Also, the bitterness is a bit more it's definitely there. I think it's maybe it's building now. But it's quite bright. It's quite hoppy. It's quite fruity, which a lot of like modern West Coast beers are. And it's funny how Medvedgrad are doing these hoppy India Pale lagers, and they seem a lot like modern stuff going on in the States. Not 100% the same. It's not as saturated in flavor. It's not as bright and popping and dank as well. But that could also be because this one has aged a little bit. Although, again, as soon as I got this in the fridge. Like, usually I try to do that with all hoppy offerings. Like, never store them outside of the fridge. They need to be cold. It's good, but I'm not as blown away as I was when I tried the Professor and those. I think it's also because they caught me with a bigger surprise. I was like, what? Now I kind of know what to expect. This is really good hoppy lager. It's got a little bit of a mosaic kind of blueberry-esque vibe to it as well, I think. And then some of those dill spicy notes that reminds me of Crush, Lots of sweet citrus and that cooked pineapple for sure, or maybe, yeah, sweet mango. A nice bitterness, but it's somewhat restrained. A little bit of sweet maltiness. There's also a little bit of grapefruit, even slight old school vibes. It's a crusher. You can drink loads of this. You'd be in trouble because it's 7.5%, but really well made stuff. I think this is the type of beers that Medvedgrad seems to shine at. Now I've had quite a few of their beers, and it's been a lot of beers as well where I've been like, man, it's all right. Where like the ones I've always liked the most have been these hoppy offerings. So I think, especially hoppy lagers, it seems to be their forte. It's really good. I'm just not sure if I like it as much as a Balthasar and the Professor. That was what they were called. And it was a double of the two I liked the most. I'm not sure if I like it as much, but I think it's also maybe an age thing. But I think it's still really good. I think it's one of the better beers I've had from these guys in a while. It's definitely early 90s territories. At first I was like, yeah, this is straight 90s. The more I'm sipping on it, it's like, no, it's definitely higher. Because it's definitely got more of that intense fruity characteristics I like with these beers. And bitterness, which is also awesome. It's very important. West Coast IPAs need to have some bitterness. And it doesn't need to be scraping your palate out. It needs to be there and forward. I think ours is a bit more bitter than this. But we also push 80 IBUs these days. Because I feel like you can go higher when you use extracts for bittering. And it's held up quite well in the bottle as well. Like a 92, maybe even a 93, I think. Very nice stuff. This is what these guys do best. So if you guys had a chance to try Pivovara Medvedgrad's Priroda I Društvo. I can't pronounce that. Sorry, man. Let me know what you thought of it. Thanks a ton to Dan for the beer. It was fun to try. If you guys had it, as I said, let me know. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and some hoppy lager from Croatia. And see you guys in another beer review.